Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the Overwatch 2 Spring Season Week 6. I'm OP Knees, and with me today I have I'm Not Sure. This is a game between Warren High School versus Franklin Heights High School. And looking at the different score line from both these teams, Warren High School is definitely the underdogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a 4-0 record coming from that Franklin Heights team. They played phenomenally throughout the entire year. And then you have the goose egg and for Warren High. So this is going to be really a way for Warren High to kind of prove, at least to themselves, that they are not just another team for Franklin Heights to just throw in the dust.
Definitely. And with this week, I believe we also have the introduction of perks to finally be added into Overwatch 2. I'm not exactly sure of league rules if they're still playing with perks or not, but I do know in the main game, perks are available. So we're going to see how these two teams are going to be able to utilize those perks to be able to, have the game flip into their advantage.
Very strong dive comp from this Franklin Heights team off the rip.
Going to be a dive onto the Cassidy immediately. He's going to fall low and he's going to fall down as Zexel is able to hit a good virus on him. Person is going to be able to get out with his life, but the Diva is still here charging forward, and Zexel fighting a 2v1 on the backline is going to be able to get out, but going off for a re-hit, taking down both the Bastion and the Alaria. This dive is proving to be effective so far.
And that dive can just be so tough to play against if you're an inexperienced team. It's so hard to counter when it's a strong team running that dive. So right now, off the rip, you're seeing some switches from that Warren Heights team, or Warren High School team, which I'm loving. You gotta change something up off the rip. You notice that they have such a strong dive comp, so just get something else moving.
I don't think Warren knows where Franklin Heights are positioned here, as the Cassidy is going to walk into the loving arms of the Sombra and Winston. The Winston is going to jump right onto the Mercy. The Mercy is going to fall dangerously low, and it's going to get taken down. The person is going to overextend, full to half HP, but able to get out regardless, as Zexel is going to keep backing him up. TP's into the backline to go and get a hit onto the Bastion. The headshots are good, but Zexel overstayed his welcome and is going to go down. Person, though, is unfazed and continuing to push the aggression. Iliari has to heal up the Cassidy, as the tank is just going to be taken down on point by Slam. And that's going to be a team fight win again for Franklin Heights.
If you're Warren High School, you need to have these spy characters. They can do a lot of they have area of effect. So you can get a shotgun in there so that you can spy and hunt out this Sombra so you know where she is at all times. That's what they're going to have to start incorporating here if they want to shut that Sombra down.
You also see Piplup swapped over to the Ana. Is going to be going over and trying to find something, a good sweep onto the Winston, but the Primal Rage is going to be unleashed. Ana falling dangerously low, going to get taken down. Dying Hope takes up French Toast, and Zexel follows it up. And that is going to be a 3-piece, a 4K, and inevitably all 5 members of Warren High School falling down. A team kill on the side of Franklin Heights.
And I see no reason why Franklin Heights should switch up this comp. They are so deadly with it. And they're going to take that first sub-map, taking it 1-0 on the first map. And so Franklin Heights has such a strong dive, and you can tell they've been running that all season.
Definitely. There's really good coordination, especially between Person and Zexel. Zexel and Person are basically hitting the same target at the same time, which is exactly what you want from a dive. To be able to take from different angles and able to really punish anyone who steps out of line from Warren. Warren are trying to go for a more bunker type comp to combat these dives, but their positioning is just too split.
Yeah, especially on this sub-map here, it's going to be very, very, very tough to play against this dive. You need some close range characters. You gotta shut that Winston down. You gotta shut that Sombra down. So this sub-map in particular is not looking good for Warren.
It's going to be Franklin Heights starting out here already. Zarya going to be using both of her bubbles to get some good charge. Bastion form online, trying to do some good poke damage. A miss on the anti-nade, a virus hit on the Zarya. Just both teams poking and prodding here, but that's going to be an engage from Person. Falls low, has to back up, but the Kiriko is able to keep him up. Dying Hope takes down the pillar. The Suzu's, but Warrior Shark is taken down by Ice Slam. The anti-nade hits 2, and Flake is getting their shots in as well as Exo was able to take down Mayor. Now it's going to be a 2v5, and the rest of Warren High School are going to fall as Franklin Heights is going to be able to cap the point.
Very good patience from Franklin Heights there. They kind of waited for their opportunity to strike, and Warren ended up slipping up and falling to that patience.
Very sloppy there from Warren here as it just lets Franklin Heights walk them, and they weren't fully looped up, and it cost them their life. And we do see actually there when we go in the Reaper perks are enabled here. He's gonna have that Reaper of Souls. But yeah, really just very staggered from Warren here.
And you cannot have that when you're playing against a dive comp. You need to be all together. That is a big mistake.
Doing a lot of damage, gets his ultimate up already. The anti is massive onto 2, on the Iliade and onto the Bastion. And that's going to be a 3k already, and the rest of the team getting cleaned up. That's going to be a team kill for Franklin Heights as Warren really don't have their feet set under them firmly.
Warren basically has no ults. They have that Kitsune coming up, but oh no.
Oh, this poor Alari.
They don't have EMP. They have EMP. Gonna hold it off though.
No one checked for the Sombra, and Zexel able to pick off Mayor for free. I'm so sorry in the chat. No, you're not. You want to win. Malga swap from French Coach versus Winston. Winston's gonna pop the Primal Rage, and Kitsune is gonna go down as well. Person has to get the Nano to stay alive, but it's enough to be able to take down one. Dying Hope uses his ultimate as well, and that's gonna be 4 ults unleashed, 5 ults unleashed for Franklin Heights as they are holding on to that lane.
Warren can still touch here. They really, for the future maps, they really need to switch something up. They need a very heavy brawl comp to counter this strong dive.
We're going to see French Toast has to immediately go to point to try to touch. He's going to be able to do in a 2v2 brawl as we're going to see Toast swap over to the Sombra. Person and Zexel, though, are deleting the backline. They're going to get 2 as Dying Hope finishes off French Toast. And now all their hope is left with Warrior Shark who touched, but the bouncing nade takes him down. And that's going to be map 1 going the way of Franklin Heights High School as they take both points 100-0.
It was such a strong dive, and Warren really needs to get a game plan together for these future maps. They also need to choose very carefully what map they select.
Definitely. Play the game here by Person. He's able to take down a lot there, doing insane amount of damage with that Tesla coil. The target focus was not on him, so he's able to do a lot there. Definitely the next map pick is going to be essential to see. Basically, you want to go anything that is not dive oriented, because if we see a Person just being this good on the Winston, he's going to continue to be a problem. But until we get to that next map pick, we're going to take a small break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be here with the next map in just a moment. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio Week 6 Spring Season of the Overwatch 2 gameplay. So we just watched the first map between Warren High School and Franklin Heights High School, and Franklin Heights were able to easily take it 2-0, not even dropping a percentage on either point. So I'm not sure, going over to Eichenwald, how do you think Warren is going to fare?
Eichenwald is definitely one of the better maps that Warren could have picked to counter this dive, and we are going to see a Doomfist coming out from Person rather than that Winston. I'm really hoping that Warren can put together a very strong brawl. They need to stick together more. We saw a lot of separation. That is the biggest no-no you could possibly do against dive. You separate and a good dive comp will absolutely pounce. So you have to stick together, you have to be a pack. No lone wolves. You gotta be a pack. So that's a big thing that Warren needs to improve on and, you know, needs to just live by.
Definitely, and on the comp, they definitely mirror that as they switch up to the Sigma here, as long with that Bastion Echo. So they're definitely going to go to be able to blow up the tank, but getting that Empowered Punch early, the Doomfist is going to be able to farm a lot of percentage very quickly and get his first perk up. And again, he has Empowered Punch yet again. That's very dangerous. What is this Echo doing here? Oh, Toast is able to escape with his life. It's just being in the backline of Franklin Heights. Oh, not for long. Toast is.
It might give the rest of their team an opportunity to push up, but they're just not pressing W.
Person falling low, gonna go to half HP, who's gonna immediately get put to full HP. The Empowered Punch is able to completely flatten Mayor, and now he's gonna keep going on and taking down Tipple up. Person falling dangerously low, but he's able to get out. The focusing beam not gonna be able to do quite enough damage from the supports. The Bastion form proven to be deadly, but Dying Hope able to get through with both of the supports on the side of Warren preoccupied. It's only the Sigma left, and the Sigma is one last to fall. Franklin Heights holding this choke very aggressively.
This Bastion is just getting destroyed by this Sombra and Reaper. It is just such a rough pick, as French Toast is going to switch onto D.Va to switch it up.
He's definitely going to be at a disadvantage with perks now, as Person is going to be the first one to get his perk online. And he's going to go really aggressive, having that ult. The Meteor Punch is going to go in. Dying Hope and Zexel is going to go massive as Person takes down Toast. And again, Tipple up as well. That's going to be two picks, and the last one's going to be the D.Va. But French Toast is going to get DMX, and they hope he doesn't get staggered out, but that might just be what happens, as he now has to run back into his spawn, his tail tucked between his leg, as might have to just swap to get his mech back.
This Warren team is just falling apart. It seems like there's no communication. Their tank didn't even know that Doomfist was in the bag.
It's the VMP! He's able to hit 4 with it, or maybe even 5, and Zexel able to get 2 with the virus. The cooldown comes back in an immediate kill. I saw the 5-man EMP incoming. I don't think Warren had a clue. Franklin Heights are being so aggressive, holding them in spawn.
They do switch up with a sim, which I do like. I mean, you gotta try everything at this point.
There you go.
Pick.
With Zexel down, no. It's just gonna be the Reaper left, and Dying Hope has his ult. He's walking in, presses Q, and that's gonna be only one down.
Okay.
Warrior Shark's able to take down Dying Hope. Good reactions are from French Toast, able to eat all of it. Piplup is gonna use his Sunrise to try to even the odds. That's gonna be him taking down Warrior Shark, and Mayor are not gonna be able to withstand it. That's gonna be also Piplup going down as well. Person trying to get aggressive here, but gonna have to just fall back because the D.Va bomb is gonna try to clear the point off. Just D.Va and Echo here, French Toast and Toast. Not gonna be able to hold on much longer. So that's gonna be French Toast getting DMEC and Zexel taking down Toast. So now it's gonna be a stagger onto French Toast as he's gonna find his way to the spawn room. And Warrior Shark is walking out into the open and is gonna get taken down. Perks not really having much of a difference here, as it seems Warren very confused on how to approach Eichenwald attack. Good to see the Diva going for the touch. French Toast is going to immediately get antied now to put the 1 HP. Idslam is holding them back in their spawn, as only 2 of them are going to be able to attack. Zexal taking down Warrior Shark. The heals are coming through onto Dying Hope, who's able to 1v2 the supports in the back, as Zexal is going to be able to come out and help him as well. Person and the Kiriko are in the back as well. The Kitsune is going to get dropped as more or less a celebratory measure, as Dying Hope is going to clean up Toast. Zexal takes down Warrior Shark in the spawn, as that is going to be the first point of Eichenwald lean untouched.
Yeah, there was just so much that went wrong there on the side of Warren. You need to have a lot better communication with your team. You need to find some way to beat out that tank. That Doomfist just fed off of you guys so much, and you just kept on feeding and feeding and feeding. So you really need to find a switch up there. I wouldn't have minded a Roadhog, or, I mean, you could have even went Orisa just to shut down that Doomfist, but you need, as a tank, to find a counter for the other tank and stick with it. They are, on the side of Warren, gonna be going for their own dive for this defense, which is intriguing, more than less.
Well, with the dive on the defense, you are able to utilize that choke point as a kill box, and honestly able to bait them in and capitalize on the attackers before they're able to get any further. But on this map, we've seen that in Dive v Dive, I believe it's going to be Franklin Heights that are definitely favored. So here instead, I kind of wanted to see a Torbjorn even to be able to pull out and do some extra damage, while the Torbjorn's able to just live his life with that overcharge, be able to have extra HP. But the comps are set in stone at the moment, as French Toast is going to be on the Winston, and Person is going to hit the rollout to immediately get the bridge and immediately go to point. Low HP on the Ana, has a fall back, uses the anti on herself. The biotic nade no longer going to be available. Person dives in, going for the Ana again, who's overstepping their welcome. Dying Hope gets a pick on the Warrior Shark in the back. Piplup is unable to stay any longer, as Dying Hope is going to go for 2. Idslam as well, getting their hands dirty, taking down 2. The support is also a DPS, as we see Flake taking down French Toast, and that's going to be map 2 in record time, being taken by Franklin Heights High School.
We've been saying a lot about Person and how great he's been doing on these dive tanks, but Dying Hope has been a phenomenal Reaper player. I mean, even Zexal on the Sombra, they've both just been phenomenal as that EMP that just demoralized Warren High School comes in. All 3 of those damage dealers are just doing such a phenomenal job on Franklin Heights.
They definitely are. Zexal there, we saw with the EMP, able to farm one up very quickly, able to hit those viruses, able to farm that up even more. And honestly, just the teamwork that we've been seeing from Franklin Heights is just dominating over Warren, who, even if they were the more, mechanically, like if they go Widow and start hitting headshots, the teamwork is what's really going to get you across the finish line here, as Franklin Heights is proving that now. Now, we're going to be going to a map 3 here, and maybe even a map 4 if Warren is able to find the secret sauce to beating Franklin Heights. But we're going to go to a quick break as they're going to get their map pick sorted out. So don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. Here we're going to be having the third map between Warren High School and Franklin Heights High School here during the 6th week of the spring season of Overwatch 2. So, Hanaoka, in the moment at, in ranked, Clash is out of the pool. You cannot play Clash anymore in ranked, but I believe for this moment in the code that we have and the rules we have, we are able to go to a Clash this game. So, how do you feel about Hanaoka as their pick? I'm not sure.
I mean, now listen, this is probably my favorite map looks-wise. I mean, it's such a beautiful map, but oh, all right, hold on, brief moment,
pause.
brief pause.
Someone might have DC'd.
Is someone's fire alarm going off again?
Does happen every once in a while, but usually usually codes are set up that whenever someone accidentally leaves the lobby, it auto pauses. Oh, they're changing updates. Okay, very interesting. So maybe they're like in the code something's disabled that shouldn't be disabled, so they're maybe enabling it. But we're gonna see how. Okay, now restarting. We're gonna be going back. Throne of Anubis.
Oh,
This is
okay.
not Hanaoka. So, we're going to be changing that map quickly over to Hanaoka, I'm pretty sure. Get back to the lobby. Technical difficulties, as always. Person setting up the map needs to, do it a little bit correctly. Now, back into Hanaoka, the map that we've been waiting for, the map we're talking about. So, I'm not sure, now that we're back in this map, how do you feel about Hanaoka?
Well, like I said, very beautiful map, but on, the other side, I'm really hoping that this could be the map that Warren turned it around. It's very possible these Clash maps have a very different playstyle to them. A lot more fast-paced. There's always an objective to go to, and just the front line always moves. So you are going to be seeing a little bit more brawlish comp, not full brawl from that Warren team, so they are going to be changing it up a little bit. I am liking the Ramatra pick, so we're going to see how it goes. That Franklin Heights team does have a little bit more high octane with that Sombra, Kiri, and Junker Queen. They also really need to watch that Widow. That Widow can basically change the tide of a team fight. You pick off one, and then it's a 5v4 off the rip. So this is going to be a clash indeed.
We're going to see... You mentioned Dying Hope on the Widowmaker. That's very interesting for Clash maps, as they are, like, very brawl-centric. We're going to see the Venture immediately going to be going on to Zexal. Zexal is going to be able to escape Person in a little bit of a stretch here. Immortality Field has to be used to keep French Toast alive. Toast is going to be ignoring Person and going right onto the backline. The Reaper trying to get the work done, but it's not going to be going well. That's going to be a pick on the Dying Hope, but Islam is doing work. Zexal takes down Mayor. The Venture has to get out, and that's going to be Toast, being Toast. As Piplup has to try to escape to try to save French Toast. Person is just going to keep the damage up and doing massive amount, and that is going to be the team fight. Going to be won by Franklin Heights.
French Toast, he needs to focus on that front line. He kind of abandoned his team so that he can go, punch that Sombra a little bit. I believe that was Sombra, or was that Kiriko? Either way, you got to hold that front line. He kind of abandoned his team a little bit. So hold that front line, stay together. Your team relies on you as a tank.
Good pick on the Zexal there. Whoever stepped is welcome. And now, the sloppy plays from Franklin Heights, this could be going into their way. Warrior Shark doing good damage on the Person. The anti, though, is going to be detrimental, hitting 2 of Warren's players, but Person has to get out, and he's falling extremely low. But watch his ultimate. The Rampage is coming online here soon. As soon as he gets it, it's going to be devastating. There it is. It's hitting 3 members, and that's going to be 2 going down. Person trying to take down even more. Piplup falls low. The axe under Warrior Shark. The Iliari unable to escape as Mayor is going to get taken down. Dying Hope is picking the Toast in the back, but Person is holding down the point and is going to clean him up.
Great play by Person, just really asserting their dominance here, using that Rampage early on. I love it. Not afraid to use those ults, and already back at 44% from that little bit of a Rampage she went on.
Dying Hope on the Widowmaker has proved to do some damage, but it seems that not exactly all the shots are landing. Not gonna quite get peeked by the Bastion there. Perks are coming along here. The EMP hits 5! A 5-man EMP is massive. Person takes on Piplup and Mayor as well. That's going to be an anti onto French Toast, who's in the Annihilation, but it's not going to be for long, as it cannot sustain himself. 5-man EMP, 5-man down.
That Annihilation there, if you're French Toast, you need to focus on those squishies. You need to look for people who are ill-defended and focus those and prioritize them.
Flake getting a good anti-nade onto Mayor. Dying Hope gets on the Piplup, and Flake is going on a tear. Both the supports are using their DPS prowess to take them down. Islam and Fake and Flake were there for all the kills, and that's going to be the second pick onto the last point already being cut. Particle Wall, you're going to go out. Dying Hope, though, hits the headshot of the Piplup after putting down his barrier, and that is going to be almost every single member of Warren falling. Dying Hope is going to be going for that turret and even just sitting on this angle, riskily, just nonchalant, hitting the shots. Person and Zexel going to be killing even more, as that is going to be the last point, almost capped, and it's going to be capped here shortly as Franklin Heights High School take the third map in a flash.
Franklin Heights High School, you could say that they're even a chill guy for that utterly dominant performance there. And so, man, if you're Franklin Heights, you have a lot of confidence after that game, and I guarantee you they are out for blood for the rest of their season. Now, if you're Warren, you have a lot to improve on, whether it's going to be this season or even next season in the fall. So you got to look out for both of these teams in the near future.
Franklin Heights did an amazing job with that team play, did an amazing job mechanically as well. Zexo overstepped a little bit of time, so that is something for him to improve on at least. But I believe that is all that we are going to be having for today. This was a match between Franklin Heights High School and Warren High School, where Franklin Heights High School was able to 3-0 Warren. But I'm OP Knees, and I'm not sure. Thank you for casting along with me, and we'll see you guys later.